àbí mo ti ṣe mistake ni. God.
Irú mistake wo? Oh, ṣé àwọn èèyàn ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ níta? Mo rò pé láàmì ìtì ló ń sọ pé ó ń ṣe mistake.
Ẹ kú wájú mà.
Mọ́mí wa ẹ káàbọ̀ ma, God bless you.
Yes ma. Amen.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Mo ní mi ìfẹ́ léèdì délé lè. Ó ti ní kí ẹ̀ka bá mi ṣe program prayer ta ní làbúlá. Bàbá ti ṣe náà lágbàdo náà. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ bàbá o.
Ẹ ṣe mọ́.
Ọlọ́run yóò gbé wa ró.
Let me share this story.
Bàbá Ọ̀túnba kí yín o.
Ẹ káàsán káàárọ̀ ẹ káalẹ́ sà.
Yes sir o.
Mo ṣe ìkànnì mẹ́ta yẹn láti kí ti fi tẹ wà.
Ẹni?
Mo ní ìkànnì mẹ́ta yẹn ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán ẹ káalẹ́.
Abẹ́ni ọ̀sán la wà. Colorado la wà.
Ọwọ́ ọ̀sán ló máa wọ́ sọ́dọ̀ yín sìn sà.
Colorado aago 12 ní bàbá yìí.
Wow, ẹ káàsán sálàáfẹ́ lẹ́wà sà.
Adúpẹ́ sà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ lò.
Ẹ kú ìgbà máa rí lórí ètò ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Ẹ ṣe mà àbí ẹ ṣe sà. Ṣé wẹ́dà kí ni wẹ́dà ṣe mẹ́ẹ̀?
Ẹni?
Kí ni wẹ́dà ṣe lọ́dọ̀ yín sà?
Ó tutù ráńpẹ́.
Ó tutù bí dáadáa o.
Ìyá.
Ráńpẹ́ ni lọ́dọ̀ tí.
A ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí súnà lọ́dọ̀ wa ń bí.
Kò sí oògùn ẹ̀ àwọn ò tí ì rí oògùn ẹ̀ ṣe ń bì. Tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí tutù ó ń tutù nìyẹn kò sí tẹ́nìbọ̀dì lè ṣe sí.
Ìyá.
Tí àwọn akọ̀dé ló máa jẹ́ kí tóníkà kó bá ti délé ẹ̀ akọ̀dé kí lè gbọ́ná wọn lórí mi lásìkò kò sí ẹni ọ̀dà.
Ìyá.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà.
Yes sir.
Mo kí yín o mọ́mì.
Mọ́mì tèmi.
Ẹ kú wájú sà.
Mo mọ̀ pé mọ́mì ti di méjì bí yìí.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ bàbá rẹ̀ náà wà ní wàrú.
Àmì mà.
Ọlọ́run àgbà Yorùbá nìkan wà. Bí ayé tẹ́káyé kan pàtàkì.
Gbogbo ìgbà la máa ń gbé mọ́mì lọ́dọ̀ wa ń bí.
Agbára náà.
A ti gbọ́ mọ́mì láàárọ̀.
Ẹ ti gbọ́ mi láàárọ̀ yìí. Ẹ wò látàná ní ìsùn.
Ara ní ìdírẹ́sì máa.
Ẹ ó ní ìdírẹ́sì bọ̀ nígbà tó pé tí olúwa náà ní. Ilẹ̀ tàbí. Torí mo lè fún ní ìṣòro lẹ́nu ìpàpà.
Dr. Halfa. No. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún repeat lórí àwọn other platforms ẹ̀ kí n repeat. Invite.
Ẹ bá repeat ẹ kí ní Zoom ní kẹ́ send sí mi.
Zoom. Òun náà la máa send. Ẹ send it ẹ fẹ́ kí n send fún ẹ send ẹ sí mi right away.
No, just the Zoom link yẹn náà ni.
Exactly, okay.
Just the Zoom link. Ó wà ń bẹ̀ náà nù. Ó wà ń bẹ̀, ó wà lára ẹ̀ gan.
Orí mi.
How great thou art. Àwa orin Yorùbá kan. Lamid. Ok, meet àwa lọ́ọ̀yà lẹ́yìn ń gbé o. Ẹ gbé kíní fọ́tò àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà sùn, àbí?
No. I just invite people to.
Ok. Lọ́ọ̀yà ti wọlé, lọ́ọ̀yà ọjà ọmọ ti wọlé o. Wọ́n ti wà náà.
Okay. We can start, Abby.
No, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìrò.
More people to come in.
Let's add him. Let's add you to the spotlight. Then let's add me. Ada kí fídíò mi ṣiṣẹ́. Right. Akínyín káàbọ̀ barista.
Yes, ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Ẹ ṣe.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sáà.
Yes, sir, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Yes.
Hello. Wọ́n ní kẹ́ wọlé, wọ́n lọ́ máa lọ́ọ̀kẹ́.
Wọ́n ní kí wọlé.
Wọ́n ti send message to everybody now. Wọ́n máa lọ́ọ̀kẹ́ táwọn yìí.
Ẹ máa wọlé sí, máa wọlé sí.
Orí íńtáfẹ́ẹ̀tì ni mo wọlé sí.
Ẹ̀yin kọ́ ni mo bá wí.
Orí YouTube.
YouTube lẹ ti wọlé.
Orí Zoom wa.
Okay.
A máa lọ́ọ̀kẹ́ after some time so àwọn èèyàn máa wò lórí YouTube. So àwọn tó bá wọlé àwọn ló wà pẹ̀lú wa. Àwọn tó kú a máa wò wá látọ̀ọ̀kan.
Òyìnbó ni mode of communication.
Òyìnbó ni o. Àbí barista? Òyìnbó ni o.
Àwọn máa sọ Yorùbá, a lè máa sọ.
A lè máa mix ẹ̀.
Yorùbá ká sọ normally, yes. I think it's should be in English.
Because until tá bá gba òyìnbó yẹn lọ́wọ́ tá bá dá òyìnbó padà fáwọn olóyìnbó.
French kan wà allowed.
Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ló lè gbìnà tá bá ti gba Yorùbá nation.
Ó yẹ ká fi French gan sí, ṣèbí àwọn ará Kútọ́nù. Àbí? Àwọn òkè sọ òyìnbó lọ́dọ̀ tiwọn. They have their own.
N tó ṣe fún tí French fún wọn náà yàtọ̀ sí tí òyìnbó ṣe fáwọn náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwa nìkan ládẹ gọ́. Àwọn African blacks nìkan lágọ̀. Àwọn other nations ó kù wọn ọ̀gọ́ fún òyìnbó. Àwa nìkan lágọ̀. India ò gọ́ fún òyìnbó. Chinese ò gọ́ fún òyìnbó. Japanese ò gọ́ fún òyìnbó.
Má wọrí nígbà tó bá gba Yorùbá nation, má bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa sọ Yorùbá ní píkì Yorùbá. Ibi táwọn bá ti mọ èdè wa, wọ́n á lọ wá interpreter.
Of course.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣèbí tán bá wá sí United Nations, ṣèbí oníkálukú máa ń dúró pẹ̀lú language ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So, all those languages, French, Swahili, all those things, they all speak their languages. Àwa kàn like òyìnbó ń tó wa.
Yorùbá náà colonize wọn lẹ́nu mọ́sọ́ pa èrò India ń sìn gbogbo nǹkan pápátá náà ọgbà kan mú lọ nílùú. Yóò lè ti tán keep ní technology ní another thing. Oúnjẹ wọn, ìwà wọn, aṣọ wọn, they kept it. Wọ́n á lè pàdé ní international forum these days. Modi Mama said the Louis and Kutia Dino, Chinese Mama said.
Ọ̀túnba àwọn kíní tẹ send Zoom yìí kò ní password o. The password that is welcome in lowercase.
Lowercase.
So if they enter, they will not be able to join us. All right, we're going to be starting shortly.
Bóyá kán lè send them.
Gbogbo àwọn ibi tẹ́ bá send ẹ̀ sí add the password.
Okay, that's not a problem.
All right. All right, we're going to be starting in about 3 minutes, right? Am I right? It's 4:11, so it will be 4 minutes. It will be 4:50.
Right.
So let me send the one that has a password, and it's just a simple.
It's only password, but you can do it again.
I've sent it to you.
Okay.
That's just with the password. Abala mi di ti gbére o. Wọ́n ti torí ẹ̀rù lọ́dọ̀ tèmi. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ join wa láti Nàìjíríà. A mọ̀ pé àti ní Kútọ́nù. A mọ̀ pé sleeping time yín lélẹ̀. Àwa ṣì wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ń tiwa.
Go live, man.
Ẹ ṣe tán sí nkẹ́ bọ́ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ní IMB yín o.
Ṣé ká go live, man?
Yeah, let's go live.
Okay, I'm gonna play jingle nisin. Ẹ ṣé.
Mo lè ní máa gbà jáde.
Meet Our Lawyer is a weekly American and Nigerian talk show broadcast on Igboho TV, anchored by lawyer Dr. Janet Fashikin, an award-winning lawyer of over 2 decades in both American and Nigerian practice, with focus on civil and criminal law, specifically immigration, divorce, landlords and tenants, foreclosure, estate and family law. Meet Our Lawyer live every Thursday from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Nigerian UK time. For more information, visit us at our location, Fashikins and Associate PC Law Firm, 152 Jamaica Avenue, Richmond Hills, New York, 11418, or call +1 646 261 6030. Meet Our Lawyer.
Right.
Our lawyer. All right, sir. Meet Our Lawyer will not be moderated by your lawyer today, Janet Fashakin. We are handing over the baton to our Oga Patapata at the top. One and only Otumba Olabode Oseni. God bless you, sir. Take care.
Thank you very much. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you are. I must say, this is a very fascinating way of greeting people. It used to be good day, good afternoon, whatever. But then since I become part of the campaigners on Yoruba Nation, I learned so many things, and I'm really enjoying it. Meet Our Lawyer is a very unique program, and it's been going on for a while now. And as you can see, the format is completely different from tonight. Reason being is a special edition. It's a special edition in the sense that what we'll be discussing tonight is something not different. It's all about legal. It's all about law. So the difference is just like unlike regular program of Dr. Janet Fashaki. Yeah, she comes and deals with specific area of law, and I'm sure many people have benefited. Many people have learned from it. They've gained from it. Not talking even of the people, and I know the most juicy part of our program has always been the area of immigration. As you can see, many people, not that we are saying Japa is good, but whatever it is, immigration is worldwide. And I have had people turning to where the lessons of Dr. Jennifer Taki has been very, very helpful. And all you want to talk about some other private legal matters. And finally, I want to say to everybody here, 99, I don't want to say 100, 99% of our life, anywhere, whether you are in Nicaragua, Germany, Congo, Nigeria, we are more or less like a legal connected, legal linked. Even as we're speaking now, we are legal banded to do certain things we cannot do, certain we can say, and certain we cannot even say. It's all about law. And that is where the what we say fear of sanction comes in. We cannot just choose now to pass you the microphone and you started lashing on anybody, you'll be breaking the law. So it is very important that we know that. So without further ado, tonight I'm having.
Sorry.
It is a great honor. I'm really privileged to be moderating this tonight's show because in the process I'll be hosting two very good, eminent lawyers. That's what I say, because we are a lawyer, I didn't practice. So, and when I respect those who are practicing. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to ask a lawyer, or Jama, what do you call somebody who read law but is not practicing? How do I address it? Do I address it as a Malane senior or what? Maybe you can help. So really, and it's also a great thing. It's all the kind of happiness you can celebrate, especially for lawyers, because I know that when lawyers win, when they win case, they're very, very happy. It's a good thing. It's just like another thing. When the carpenter finishes doing his carpentry job and you see, the chair is properly put together, he's very happy because he knows that a large number of people will like it. Well, let's share. I might like it, all that kind of thing. I can imagine many people will be sorting out after those lawyers that worked on a particular topic we are going to discuss tonight. So tonight is also a thing of joy for me that we want to celebrate one of our national leaders, and no one, these lawyers here stand for, won their case for him. And not only for him, I must say, it's the case they won for the whole campaigners, the Yoruba Nation campaigners. So without further ado, let me start by asking lawyers in the house, among you here tonight, to introduce themselves one by one. Let me start with the ladies. Lawyer, ladies first.
Yes, please. No problem, sir.
Thank you. So it's my pleasure to introduce you, Dr. Janet Fashaki, Esquire. This is also very important. So can you please formally introduce yourself? I know you are well known, but then again, it's a special edition. Can you please introduce yourself to our viewers in the house?
Thank you, sir, for the honor. And also with due respect to my learned colleague, may I say there is no gender in law. That's why we are all baristas, and you don't have barista and baristares. You don't have esquire and esquires. But I accept that I will introduce myself first, but not because I am a lady.
Yes, great.
Yes. But because I need to defer to my colleague who has traveled across the ocean to be with us here tonight and this afternoon, right? All right, my name is Janet Fashaki, and I've been practicing attorney in New York, USA, and I have been practicing here now for, let me calculate, I started in January 2001. So that will make it 22 years plus. It's going to be 23 years next month. And I started the practice here, right here in the place that they call Queens in New York. And over the years, I've had the privilege of being called not only to New York Bar, but also to the federal court. And the one that delights me most is the Supreme Court of the United States of America, which we call the highest court. I say the highest court in the world. Lawyer Jaumo might disagree with that, but that's the way we see it.
We also have a Supreme Court in other countries.
Because whatever we decide from here stands. And you know that United States is very important to most of the countries of the world. When people say they want to rebel, they will always tell you they want to rebel against United States of America. So I'm like, why United States? Why don't you just mention another place? When they are fighting among themselves, the country they want to fight is United States of America. That's to show the importance. And we gloat in that we live in the best country in the world. And I'm looking forward to when I can say the same thing of my own land. And hopefully very soon, when we get the liberation we are looking for, we will. And about part of what I practice, I'm a litigation attorney, which some people will call trial attorney. And aside from that, because when you are a trial attorney, it's like we practice almost everything. And I tell people that you will find me where two people are locking heads. Okay, it might be husband and wife divorce. Okay, that's trial. It might be landlord and tenant. It might be the immigration against the immigrants. Anywhere you find people or foreclosure or whatever, anywhere you find people locking heads together, you will find me there. That's what I do. That's what I practice. So I don't go ahead and say, oh, I do this, I do that. I am a trial attorney. I try cases. Period, end of story. And one of the cases that I will say that really delighted my heart is the one that I did with my colleague here, Lawyer Tosin Jaumo, and then our lawyer Aderemilekun Omojola. And all of you will understand why that is. As time goes on and questions comes on, we'll be able to explain more. And I'm proud to tell you that I'm a mother. I'm also a grandmother because I cannot leave that side of my life out. Because some people made it easy for me. Some people made it easy for me to practice what I do. And those are my children and my grandchildren. And their father and grandfather. It's been a worthwhile experience to do what I do. And aside from that, I am also a license, or what we call a registered nurse, and I'm still is. I just got my license again validated till 2027. I'm a woman of many parts, and I do well with whatever I do. And I have a slogan that says, I'm a jack of all trades, and I'm a master of them all. So different from what people say, jack of all trades. Master of none. I'm not only a master of all, but PhD of all too. Doctorate of all. And that's aside, that's just on a lighter moment. But the best thing is when you do what you like, it makes your life easy. And it reduces your blood pressure too. So I don't carry blood pressure. Thank you, Otumba.
Thank you very much. Again, the beauty of legal business is you don't go to them; they come to you. It's not the same thing with the court. Judges will sit down in their majestic, whatever it is, and you take case, you take them to them. And that's why sometimes they need to understand why judges should not be partial, because they don't know about your problem. It's only when you carry your problem to them. And like Dr. Jennifer Aki said, she's involved in 95% of the time. It has to be you and somebody else, which she never know anything about it. When wife and husband, maybe one is Mexican and the other one is Nigeria married, and for some reasons the marriage is coming to an end. For some reasons, you just be there listening to it. And as far as I know, The only worst nag there is he will probably be only allowed to only represent one of the couple. But having said that, I've seen cases where a lawyer represents the other. Well, to me, it's also another privilege having a lawyer to see Jaumo. And I'm sure he'll be looking at me and saying, this is talking about who? This is my basic. Lawyer Tosin, let's get to know you and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have been doing then before we go to the main business of today.
Thank you, Otumba. Well, once again, my name is Tosin Ojaomo. I'm solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I'm also licensed as a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Ghana. My interest has been in human rights litigation. That's where my passion lies. And by the grace of God, I'm married with kids. I'm an Ekiti man. I'm from Ekiti, where we love going to school.
We are in Ekiti.
I'm from Ilawe, Ekiti.
Okay.
Yes, so I've been involved in so many public interest litigation in Nigeria and in Ghana as well. And by the grace of God, we've at least championed several cases that has whipped the government of Nigeria to shape in terms of public interest litigation. A touch of my name on Google will say all about me. I haven't done a lot in terms of social right advocacy in Nigeria. So, without saying much, I think that's what I will say about myself for now, because I'm not hidden. I've done a lot in terms of public interest litigation in Nigeria, a lot.
I want to congratulate you. I want to say well done, because also in law, as far as a little bit I still remember, well, at my age, I'm retired or whatever. Human rights is one of the most important areas. Please deny me if I'm wrong. It's very, very key. It's also part of the what lawyer Janet need to put into calculation, part of the parameter that you need to put together to even to start litigation for our clients. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you again to this special edition of Lawyer on Agbejoro TV. Tonight we bring to you something which foreign news, German news, makes us very, very happy, because we are celebrating a case that has something to do with the human rights of one of us, one of our major leaders, Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. And you all know how important this gentleman is. And when he ran to the problem of one time, I think July 4, 2021, when he was, the DSS, whatever it called, recklessly choosing to invade his privacy, go to his house, and in the process, thank God today he's still alive, because the vision of the people that invaded his house was to go and eliminate him. Thank God, but that did not happen. But in the process, two souls were lost, which again, these are things you can never recover. And this is very sad. So in the process, the other thing is he wanted to, when the pressure was becoming too much, which anybody would do, he decided to say, you know what, let me leave for a while, let me go and join my family, let me go to Germany. In the course of doing that, of course, he wanted to travel to Germany via Republic of Benin. If I still remember very well that most of the ECOWAS countries with ECOWAS individual passports are entitled to travel without visa. So there was no reason. It was really uncalled for Republic of Benin to have impeded, to have denied him continuing his journey. Now, having said that, we're going to hear more from the lawyers. Because you remember at my initial openings, I'm practicing lawyer. So I have eminent lawyers who are here to do justice to this area. So let me start with, so it's all about the judgment of ECOWAS court. So I want to start with lawyer Tosin. Can you tell us more about the antecedents of this problem, where we are and where are we today?
Thank you, sir. Well, for me, the judgment of the ECOWAS court, which was delivered in favor of Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho, for me personally, it's not just a victory for Chief Adeyemo alone, it's a victory for all lovers of human rights globally. I'll say this, that people have been saying a lot. I've listened to some people, they say, Benin have tried, they didn't repatriate Oloye to Nigeria when he was arrested. He was allowed to stay in Benin. When it comes to issue of human rights, it's sui generis. That's how lawyers say it. It's a very special area.
Yes.
Rights that are, yes. So when there are rights that are entrenched, there's no, I want to manage to comply with the provisions of the law when it comes to protection of human rights. I also want to draw your attention to the fact that even during the Abacha junta in Nigeria, when Abacha was president of Nigeria, this same Cotonou or Benin Republic that we are talking about was where most of the human rights activists that was being humiliated passed to that was the route they used to travel to Europe. That time, even in Benin Republic, they were having military government in Benin. So for us to say Benin, when Chief Adeyemo go to Benin, there was no basis to deprive him of leaving the country because he committed no crime in Benin. He was just like, we all know what it means to be in transit. He was just in transit in Benin. He was not going to Benin to stay. So, and when you say, oh, Benin assisted him, how can you arrest somebody and put him in prison and you say the person has been assisted? What kind of assistance is that? So, what the ECOWAS court have done is to evaluate everything that happened. And they said, no, Benin didn't do well. If you look, part of what the judgment says is that, yes, at the beginning when Chief Adeyemo was arrested, Benin would have probably maybe 1 or 2 days after listening to him and seeing that he has not done nothing, they should have allowed him to continue his journey. Than for them to now take him into custody and start renewing his remand warrant. So these are the court said, yes, initially the action may be lawful, but the subsequent actions that was taken was to make the whole process unlawful. And that was why they said, no, there was a violation of rights. And on that ground, Benin cannot go scot-free without being punished for that. So that was why the sanction of payment of that compensation was awarded against Benin Republic.
Thank you very much. Again, the role of a lawyer. Yeah, it's just that the same role the other practitioners in different areas of life have to do. And again, like I said, when we win a case, but you might say call for the kind of treatment, the kind of what it is. But at the end of the day, if people like you and others have not put on your hard work, because I know what it is to prepare, if you are given a brief, and every person can come to you and say, well, somebody said this, what lawyer need to do, what they have to do, is a lot, it's massive. It's just not ordinary, okay, I'll follow you to court tomorrow. No. It's been a lot of work. Dr. Jenny Pataki, again, bearing and listening to the antecedents of this case, what are the lessons? What are the lessons can we take home? Yeah, this is a second question to the last question. I'm going to ask the question again. But as it is, having done what we have done with other 2 lawyers, unfortunately, we don't have the Olajomo.
No, not Olajomo. It's
Omojola.
Omojola. Sorry about that.
Omojola.
I'm sure you listeners.
Ojaomo is lawyer that you are calling lawyer Tosin. It's lawyer Tosin.
Yeah, Omojola. I'm sure he's not going to forgive me as there. Anyway, Doctor, what's your take on all this? I mean, right from the beginning, and where lawyer Tosin stopped?
What's my take on the winning, or what's my take on the lawsuit, or what's my take?
Let's start by, he has dealt extensively with the antecedents, why both of you and other went to court to stand for ask for justice. The justice was done. That now today we are celebrating the winning of the case before a court.
I didn't get the question. I'm sorry.
The question again is, I want you to talk us more about
the case.
Yes, about the case. What lawyer?
All right. Like my learned colleague, lawyer Tosin Ojaomo, has rightly said, and I mean, he has really broken it down. He's the leader, Tony, in the case, because he's the one on the ground over there. We team together to do whatever we can do from our own end to make sure that the work gets done. Something I want to say to everybody listening and those who will listen is what people are saying. The money that was given by Benin should not be collected. Benin has been so kind to Oloye. Benin has been friendly. Benin has been, well, I can pardon those who are saying that. They are not lawyers. So, I mean, the way we think is different from the way the general public thinks, because this is what we do. But then in Yoruba adage, there is an adage that says, "Ẹ pàgbà sórùn, ẹ gbórí ẹ̀ lọ sí bòjì lọ sin, oore wo lẹ ṣe fún àgbà." This man was running from assassins. Federal government of Nigeria turned assassin, killing. They went on a killing rampage. Don't let us forget that they killed 2 people in that house who did not do anything wrong. Igboho did not do anything wrong. His offense was to challenge the Fulani government that turned a blind eye every time people of their clan are killing people of our own clan. And we got somebody to stand up and say, this cannot go on. He didn't commit any offense. He didn't kill anybody. If I will say, Igboho suffered from the betrayal of the Yorubas. If all the Yorubas were to stand up against the Fulani government, we would have had a different life right now in Nigeria. But because our people turned against their own, who didn't do anything wrong, and they were going to kill him, if they had gotten him that night, I mean, the people they killed were not the people they were looking for. So why did they kill them? They killed them, they took their body away. Desecrating dead body, that is in the constitution that they cannot do. They did it. You are supposed to respect dead bodies of a human being, for crying out loud. But that government had nothing to do with respecting human rights. And this man ran for his life. Ran for his life as an ECOWAS citizen. He's a Nigerian. Nigerians subscribe to the membership of ECOWAS. The same thing was Benin Republic. So when people were saying he had a forged passport, right? Lawyer Ojaomo, did you hear that? That he had a forged passport. Yes, that was why they arrested him. How can you even need a passport to travel in a place where you have a right as a citizen? The passport we all carry is ECOWAS passport. Do you need a passport in your own country or in the countries that subscribe to the same thing as yours? I don't travel with passport in America. I'm an American citizen. If I carry a passport, it's because I'm going to another country. All right, United States of America. It's like the United States of West African countries that call themselves ECOWAS. There is no reason for you to carry a passport. If you can prove, maybe by your birth certificate or something, that you are from the member country. So there was no reason to say, oh, we arrested him because he had a fake passport. Fake passport, I don't want to say my foot because that... Hey. And we said, you are wrong, Benin Republic. Let this man go. It was after that now that they arrested him. Do people know that even after his arrest, every time they are taking him to court, they have to shackle him? They have to shackle him. He told me. And then they will take him solo in a vehicle. And then they will take security people with guns drawn to follow his vehicle as he went to court. What did he do wrong? He was going to seek for an asylum and you blocked him. And then after our lawsuit, and after they realized their follies, they now started treating him better. So now, after some time, oh, we're going to release you, but we won't let you get out of Cotonou. You have to, because they were using the excuse he was sick, you have to stay around the medical facility. You can't get out of the country, and this and that. So they released him. He can move around Cotonou now, but he cannot get out of the country. And I don't know which one came first. I guess they saw the handwriting on the wall when they now say, okay, now you can go. So for those who are saying, oh, Cotonou has been so nice to us, please spare me. Spare me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Janet. I also want to say maybe towards end of the going to set aside maybe about 10, 15 to 20 minutes maximum for those of you who who are here tonight.
Louder, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm saying that we're probably going to set about 20 to 30 minutes or 20 minutes to allow 2 minutes each from viewers or people who are in the house tonight to ask our lawyers 1 or 2 questions, but we haven't got there yet. I will tell you to ask questions. Even those who are watching this program through YouTube, you can send in your comment questions. Yeah, we'll read the question and then to get people, the 2 lawyers to answer to the questions. Now, let me go back to lawyer Tusi. Again, you said it, that this is not only justice for the ordinary for Chief Sunday Igboho. It's a justice for all of us. And you also said that it's also justice for everybody. Because like I said, human rights law is fundamental. It's not like the main root of it. The one that we want to discuss is that the most cases will also be based on his fundamental right. That is why he wants to, I want to be free, or whatever it is. Now, as it is, I remember also very well that the amount of money that was asked for was about 500 million, which ordinary in the local legal parlance. That's still a small money when you compare the torture, all what this particular person have gone through. So, offering him now 20 million safer. Is it the money or the justice? One is important.
Who is the question to?
Lawyer
Lawyer Ojaumo.
Ojaumo, yeah. Ojaumo. Can you hear me?
I think it's frozen.
Frozen, yeah. Okay.
So you're talking of the amount of money. Yeah. For us in the legal parlance, it's not the amount of money. Our network has knocked him off. It's not the amount of money that matters to us so much, but the judgment. I've had a case where we were awarded $1. We were given the judgment, and to show that we really won, the court awarded us $1. That's to show. CSI ló ń pè ẹjọ́ ẹ fún mi ní one. Okay. I have Baba wa CSI is having problem with the Zoom, but it's right here on the phone because the team is telling him to download, so there's no reason for that. But can you say hello to everybody to let me know whether they can hear you? Ṣé gbogbo wa ń gbọ́?
Olóyè, à ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa, ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Yes, we heard.
Ẹ̀yin láti torí ti yín pé ìpàdé. Àmì o. Àfìpàdé yẹn ń ṣe àjọyọ̀. Àwa la máa borí àwọn ọ̀tá wa. Àmì o.
A ti borí.
Amen. Amen.
Àmín.
Àmín.
Àmín. Àmín. Ẹni kú mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́.
Ọlọ́run máa bá a dójú ti gbogbo àwọn tá a wà ní.
Àmín.
Àmín.
Àníṣàṣeyọrí lórí ẹ̀ òun náà ní bá wa débẹ̀ láti ọ̀rọ̀.
Àmín. Àmín. Ẹ ṣé gan ni a dẹ̀ tún fi àsìkò yìí kí yín fún àwọn ọmọ mi wa méjèèjì tán papòdà. Your mother-in-law, your mother. A gbàdúrà pé ẹ̀mí yín á gùn ju tiwọn lọ. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ànírógun àtẹ̀yìnkú. Àwọn ọmọ tiwa náà ló máa sin wá lágbára Olúwa báyìí náà ṣe sin wọ́n yìí. It shall be well with you. Bàbá wa Igboho ṣà ọmọ aládìkún. Òun náà lẹ̀ ń gbóhùn wọn yẹn o. Kíní Zoom yìí. Zoom yìí kò jẹ́ ká rí ojú wọn. We would have loved to see his face. Ká rí wọ́n ní pé mọ̀ pé tán bá gẹṣin lọ́kàn wọn sìn yìí ẹnikẹ́ni ò lè kọsẹ̀. At the same time a tún fi àsìkò yìí náà a fi ń lo wọn rán mi pé ẹ jẹ́ ká kó ọwọ́ tì wọ́n ní ti màmá wọn tí wọ́n papòdà. A mọ̀ pé àwọn DSS Nàìjíríà náà pa màmá torí pé tí wọ́n bá ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe a sure pé ẹ̀mí màmá ṣì máa gùn jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n a dúpẹ́ pé kì í ṣe màmá ló sin ọmọ wọn, a dúpẹ́ pé ọmọ ló gbẹ̀yìn màmá wa. Torí náà ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo ará lírando ẹ má jẹ́ àdá wọn dá. Wọ́n wà nílùú Germany, ìlú Germany. Ṣé ẹ ti ń sọ èdè Germany?
Olóyè ṣé òtútù báwo lòtútù ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o?
Òtútù yẹn lágbára bàbá kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ́ra kọ́lọ́run ṣe dáadáa fún wa kó gbórílẹ̀-èdè wa fún wa.
Àmín o, àwa gan sìn dídì là ń dì.
Ọmọ mi la fi bí bàbá sùn.
Bí bàbá sùn.
Ọlọ́gbàrá mú mi.
Ó ga o, ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Lórí ọjọ́ tó ti ẹ̀díjọ́ mẹ́jọ ìyá ìyàwó mi yẹn òun ti lọlé èmi mọ dó táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Ọmọ kékeré rẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ọmọ ọdún méjì àbọ̀kan wà nù.
Wow. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Germany tẹ́ jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ bá wa rálí ràǹdó olóyè o, ẹ má dá wọn dá o. Àwa náà tá a wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn látọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo ohun tí àwa náà bá lè ṣe láti mú ayé wọn dẹrùn Ọlọ́run á ràn gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́. So a máa fi olóyè sí standby, a tún máa padà wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wọn. Ẹ ṣé gbogbo ilé tó bá tó question time tó bá lẹ́yìn. Yes. Ẹ ṣé. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Olúwa ṣeun. Ṣé o?
Bàbá wa wọ́n wà ní standby a jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n bá ní question tá a máa bí wọn. Thank you sir. So we get back to you. Ẹ ṣé o gbogbo ilé bàbá wa nìyẹn. So wọ́n wà ní standby torí orí fóònù náà wà so mi lè keep wọn for long ń bẹ̀yẹn. But whenever a question gets to him, we will bring him back to the line. Tó bá jẹ́ tí a kò lè answer gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹnusọ wọn, gẹ́gẹ́ bí lọ́ọ̀yà, lẹ́tà ìṣe nìyẹn agbẹnusọ. Àbí language mi wà tán fi ń pe lọ́ọ̀yà ní Yorùbá.
You see?
Agbẹjọ́rò.
Agbẹjọ́rò. Agbẹnusọ is a spokesperson. Agbẹjọ́rò. Ṣe rí nǹkan.
Yes.
Agbẹjọ́rò.
Agbẹjọ́rò.
Ẹ máa lọ school sí nìyẹn.
So ẹ bá kí Dr. CSI.
Wọ́n gbọ́ yín náà báyìí mo ti máa meeting.
Dr. Fasaki,
Okay.
your program, I always refer to you as Mama Law. Now, I know you're doing a very good job. And keep doing what you are doing because you are one of the pillars. You are one of the contributor. You've done so many things. I don't want to start saying that about what I know you've done to support this campaign. And I've also used the opportunity to say to people, do not use the word agitator. Nobody should use the word that we are not agitators. We are campaigners. We are campaigning for our rights. And obviously the way things are, we are going to get it. We just need to know how to do what we have to do. Another question I want to ask you, an average person will ask, okay, in most cases, there are two things when you get a judgment. The immediate thinking is, do you think the Republic of Benin are going to appeal? Is going to appeal this judgment? Do you think so?
The Republic of Benin should agree because the judgment is clear on its face. But if they want to appeal, let them go ahead. Well, we are not stopping them from doing that. Because if they do, well, the court is very clear. Whether they want to appeal or not, they have to pay that money first and then show the receipt. They give them just 90 days, right? 90 days to do that. If they want to appeal, they can do what? Okay, Baba Ogunshaki wants to talk. Yes, they can do that. It's within their right. And the appeal is only to one court there. It's the appellate division of that very court. So that's not a problem. For as long as they follow the law, that's what matters. Let them follow the law. Let them not be like the Nigerian government. Look at the case of who was the attorney that represented Oloye in Nigeria. They won that case and they awarded them 20 billion naira. But because that country is always a lawless country, somebody appealed, the government appealed beyond the appeal time, okay? Beyond the appeal time, they appealed. And look at the excuse to dismiss the case. They said the money awarded was too much. Is that a reason to dismiss a case? If you feel as a superior court that it is too much, you can reduce it. They reduce judgment all the time in every superior court, and they add to it too. If they believe, they hear the case and they say, this thing is too egregious. This $1,000 that they say is too little. They can say $5,000. But to say it is too much. Now, tell me, what is too much? The life of two people that they took? Okay, is that money too much for that? Somebody who was in his house did not commit any offense, and you came in the middle of the road or of the night, and you started shooting, you started breaking his things, damaging his things, even killing animals. I don't know where the animal right of Nigeria, where they live. Killing animals, that didn't do anything wrong. And, just rampaging the whole house. And then you're going to say 20 billion is too much, and then because of that, you canceled it. Only in Nigeria have I seen something like that. But thankfully, this one is not in Nigeria. Benin Republic look like people who obeyed it, a country that obeys the law. A country that knows when they have done something wrong and try to, what will I say now, be conciliatory. Lawyer Jaumo said, I'm not able to I'm not able to join the meeting. I don't know whether it is network issue.
Okay.
Let me send him the phone number. You can use the phone. It's the phone number there.
Again, let me repeat. While we are waiting for this,
Yeah, he said he's still trying. So that maybe they can appeal. That's fine. They can appeal. And don't forget, as they can appeal, so the same way we can also appeal the amount. But we sued for 500 million and they awarded us 20 million. So if they appeal, we too can appeal. So let appeal go and confront appeal.
thank you. Well, all this information, and I'm happy you quickly alluded to the reckless appeal. I use the word reckless. When Uri was at one time in New York, was awarded 20 billion for recklessness of the federal government of Nigeria under the presidency of what is his name again? Forgot his name. So easy to forget names of people who are bad. Just for you to keep your name, you need to be extremely good. So Buhari, I'm trying to talk about Buhari. Now,
please, Lamid, can you please get in touch with Lawyer Tosin? He's asking whether he can join by WhatsApp. I know he can join by StreamYard if he cannot join by Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he's struggling with it. I sent his number to you. So please help him. Thank you.
Now, I think we're going to a point where now we can start allowing people, because we have 1 hour to run this, or do we have longer time, Dr. Janet?
Continue. Don't worry about this. Let's go.
All right, okay. It's more or less your own. Yeah, okay. Now, the other thing I want to find out from you, cases like these, someone send me this and say, why in Abuja is court? Abuja is in Nigeria. Yes. Can you tell us more about why ECOWAS is in Nigeria and the issue of local standing, and if the Republic of Benin want to appeal, do they have to go to Abuja, or can they appeal from their country?
It's ECOWAS. Like I said, it's ECOWAS. So there is freedom of movement all across the ECOWAS country. It's economic community of West African states, ECOWAS. So whether it is in Abuja, whether it is in Cotonou or Ghana or all the other countries that form the ECOWAS, there is no problem because it's like I said, it's like the United States of West African countries, just like we have the United States of America. Whereby you have so many states and even countries inside country. So it's not about the fact that it's in Abuja. They have their own jurisdiction. So that they are in Abuja, that they have a jurisdiction in Abuja different from Nigeria. That is the leg status there. That is the country where they are. The fact that Nigeria is the country where they are does not give Nigeria any special privilege or any special say in anything, because it's like an embassy. If you are in an embassy, you are not actually in that country where you are in the country that your embassy is called. Okay, so like when you say American embassy in Nigeria, they are not Nigerians. They don't subscribe to the tenet of Nigeria. They are there as United States of America. So they are there as a ECOWAS court. So they are not to be subjugated to any court of Nigeria that is there. So it has no special connotation, the fact that they are in Nigeria or they are in Abuja. The court where we went is called the Community Court of Justice of the Economic Community of West Africa. And it's a judicial body.
Yes.
And
thank you. To add to that, I'm just going to give a little bit of additional information. Anywhere in the whole world, if you look at United Nations, every year 22nd or whatever of September, all nations of this world gather together, especially the head of state, together there to deliberate, to talk about their aims, aspirations, or wishes, and so on and so forth, about their country, about their people. So the same thing, ECOWAS had its base in ECOWAS Court. And don't forget, there are many other areas of ECOWAS treaty that's economic, somewhere in could be somewhere in other West African countries. So that's not the answer to the question somebody asked me. Is really doesn't really matter. And like Dr. Jennifer Fazaki said, that ECOWAS court is in Nigeria, none of it's a neutral grant. That's why I give you the example of the United Nations. On the day, the period of meeting in the United Nations, no matter how much you are looking for any of head of state, you cannot touch it. You cannot do anything. But the worst enemy could go there and still speak in front of the United Nations session. And when he's leaving, he's free to have a free passage to go back to whoever is representing. So the same thing. So that's not really a major issue. Do you think we should allow people to start commenting or say something? So if you have anything, any question you want to ask, please raise up your hand and I will acknowledge and then we will ask you. Then again, we may not have enough time more than 2 minutes per question or your contribution or whatever you want to say. There's a timer on this system here. 2 minutes is 2 minutes. So please, if anybody wants to say anything or want to contribute, if the time is now, you can raise up your hand and continue. Yes, while we are waiting for contribution, if there's any, Dr. Pataki, what other lessons do you think we can take home from this judgment?
Well, I mean, lesson to take from this judgment is it's simple. Is to know that law works in a country that respects law. And in a country that doesn't respect law, a lawless country, then you see what it is that we saw in the other country. I say the other country. All right, so there is justice and law works. And people should be careful what they do to others because there is justice. And the justice can catch up with you. Even those who are lawless, a day can come for which they will roll back all the nonsense that they are doing. And they will pay for it. That is something I know. People who don't know that should go and read the story of Liberia and see when Tolbert people and so on were behaving the way they were behaving because they were light complexioned and they thought they were superior to everybody in the land and they were ruling. Go and see what happened to them. And even those who took over and who are behaving as if nobody can question them, go and also see. There is a day that they call a day of reckoning. And anybody that think is in government should think of that day because it will surely come. It will surely come.
Well, my own take on that is just like Yoruba people say, when you're buruku wati bankonjeki so. So we just hope we are lower. But you're right. I started by saying 99% of our existence is based and linked with the law. Nobody can just think he can take law into his own hands and do whatever he wants to do. That's also part of when we say in law, fear of sanction. Because when you remember or when you know that you're about to do something in form of any atrocity or whatever, you're not going to get away with it. So, but again, I want to say this, unfortunately, there are some parts of this world that they just don't recognize, they don't respect law, even law of their land. They just take advantage of the weak and do terrible things. And in most cases, they get away with it. A good example is when you see that justice can be easily compromised in some African countries. So, yes, Do you want to tell us, Dr. Janet Fazaki, are we able to connect with?
Yeah, he's trying to connect him. I sent his number to a data, so he was waiting on the other side. So Akombi is waiting now, trying to get him.
Okay, somebody is also asking from my end. Can ordinary person take any issues related to law to this court?
Can what?
Can ordinary person, ordinary citizen of ECOWAS? I think the answer is yes, but please tell us more about it. Can ordinary citizen of ECOWAS, the ECOWAS countries, take a law to can go to court?
No, not this court. This court you have to be represented by a lawyer.
Yeah.
There are courts in which you can represent yourself. They call it pro se. Pro se meaning you're representing yourself. This one, they don't allow pro se. You have to have an attorney. Attorney is a lawyer. They call lawyers attorney here. They call it barista in Nigeria, right? And in English colonies.
There's another question I have here. The same example. Okay, if Republic of Benin did not pay the money, what is going to happen?
That's not up to us because the courts themselves, they've taken it on themselves. They gave them 90 days. If they don't, there's something they call contempt of court. So they will not even dare. They will not dare. What they can do, and I'm not going to be telling them because I don't know what the attorney knows. So it's not for me to be telling them what to do. There are things they can do for which they may not be found in contempt that will be okay. So but I'm not here to say that. I'm not here to teach them their job. Because we saw the handwriting when we started doing this thing. You will recall that when we filed this case, there are some Sobolo Yoke who went to the court there to go and see whether we actually filed the case. And they came back, they spoke with a judge, a Nigerian judge that is in that court. And the judge told them that they cannot find any case filed on behalf of Igboho. All right? And everybody was, no case was filed, right? I mean, that's not for us. Attorneys don't sweat small sweats. But those I was able to talk to, what I told them is, we didn't file any case for Igboho. Igboho is not his birth name. He has an official name. His name is Sunday Adeyemo. And that was the name in which we filed the case. But they were running, no case was filed. They lying, they doing that. And if you Google, you will see that judge truly saying to them there was no case filed called Igboho in that court. She was right. But those who are looking for loopholes, who are looking to just, I don't want to be rude. They did not think very well to see if you want to fight something, if you want to show that somebody has not done his job, you better do your own very well. You better cross your T's. You better dot your I's before you will come to the public domain and be saying that people, professionals, who did their job, before you start accusing them that they didn't do anything and showing something because you yourself didn't know the right thing to say. That was what happened. I'm glad that we all saw what happened. I'm glad at the outcome right now. And I'm glad that we can all say that the Lord has been so good to Omo Adeyemo. All right. So when you file a case, you may be able to put AKA, also known as, in bracket, where you file a case with a person's legal name. The legal name of Igboho is Sunday Adeyemo. So you won't find a case that was filed under Igboho. And we just didn't want to waste our time fighting or arguing or explaining what those who were trying to say that we didn't do our job should have the homework they should have done. We will not do it for them. So we didn't do it.
Thank you very much. I want to reiterate, if anybody have anything, just a small contribution, a question, our lawyer in the house is still here.
I need my lead attorney to come in. I need to see a gentleman to come in. Lamid, what is going on? Because I see he said, what did he say here now? He says he's waiting.
I've sent him a message, so he should be joining us in a few minutes.
Why don't you call him and then walk him through?
Okay, man.
Yeah, call him because he says he's waiting. If there are any more questions, so
no, from my end here, I think we have addressed.
There's a question on the platform.
Yes, celebrated. Yeah, okay. Yes.
It says the other lawyers can take Nigeria case to ECOWAS and start all over. Lawyer Fajengbesi and co. Well, that's up to them. We cannot tell them what to do. We cannot fault what they are doing. We cannot. I know that they are wonderful, experienced, and seasoned attorneys. So, they'll be okay. Okay. Let's just wait for my colleague before we round up and before we go.
While we are still waiting, is there any other thing you wanted to talk
There is
about?
one. Somebody text me here. It says, it says, Olótù agbẹjọ́rò, ìmọ̀ràn àti ẹ̀kọ́ wo ni ẹ lè fún gbogbo ayé àti àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Pastor Adéyẹmí, Olótù agbẹjọ́rò, ìmọ̀ràn àti ẹ̀kọ́ wo ni ẹ lè fún gbogbo ayé àti àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Well, ìmọ̀ràn tá a lè fún gbogbo ayé náà ni pé kán respect people's fundamental human rights, no matter what power you think you have today. Power is transient. It's never permanent. Abacha dàbá yìí, you know, pẹ̀lú gbogbo agbára ẹ̀ ẹni tó ń ṣe kú against ààrẹ kó bá lè ráwọn èèyàn kó lè rí ẹ̀jẹ̀ waste. Where is it now? Hitler dà lẹ́ni. Power is transient. Àwọn alágbára ayé kan máa rò yẹn. In this my life, I have watched people, powerful people, who think that they are untouchable, that the table has turned against them. And you'll be so surprised at the way, you know, the world paid them back. People should always remember, Buhari has come, Buhari has gone. Right? When he was there and the Fulanis were going rampage and doing what they were doing, you will think that it will never end. Injustice of the highest order. Giving guns to people of your own clan. Why saying that the other people should not even hold a knife? If they catch a Yoruba person with a knife, àwọn ọlọ́pàá òfò tẹ́ kó síbẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Yorùbá ọlọ́pàá, they will arrest them because that's what they told them. I have a paper here of when Akeredolu said our people will be arrested. This was this day, Lagos, of 31st October 2020. Is that what it is? Yeah. It says Akeredolu wants illegal arms, ammunition surrendered. This was 2020. And that was the beginning of tying our hands as Yoruba people behind our back. Done by a Yoruba governor. It says the Ondo State Governor, Mr. Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has granted a grace of 7 days, within which all those in possession of illegal arms. I don't know the definition of illegal arms for a hunter. Okay? Hunter, tó gbé ṣakabùlà, níbo náà ti ń register. That made it illegal. And he says they must turn it in. Akeredolu's directive was contained in a statement signed by the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Donald Ojogo. The governor said the 7 days period of grace commenced from yesterday Friday, October 30th, 2020. We are in 2023 now. Directed that all such arms and ammunition should be returned to the commandant of the Southwest Security Network, otherwise known as Amotekun, at the Fasorantis Gardens, Alagbaka, Akure. That was the beginning of tying the arms of the Yoruba people behind their backs. The Fulanis were allowed to carry AK-47. The Yorubas cannot even carry den gun. They will get arrested. So, that's the lesson to learn.
We have it on StreamYard now, ma.
Okay, so you're taking us to StreamYard now?
Yes. So, my share screen.
All right. Do we have to leave here or do we have to stay and then be joined to?
No, she won't be by ma. Okay.
There's a question here. Please, in case CSI is passing through Cotonou, is it safe? Yeah, it is safe. I mean, you're looking at Cotonou as if you are looking at Nigeria. Okay? If I'm awarded something against New York State or against the United States of America, they will just pay me. They're not going to be handing me. They lost a case, I won it. That's as far as it is. There is nothing to hand anybody about. After that, this is not, the whole world is not Nigeria. Okay? The whole world is not Nigeria. What goes on in Nigeria as of today is really strange. It's really terrible. It's nothing to write home about when it comes to judgment, when it comes to fundamental human rights, when it comes to doing things right. They believe that their own power is in harassing their citizens. And that is very nauseating. And I hope with the present president that is there, who also knows what it means for people to be handing you, because they have handed him too. There was a time he too was in exile, like Igboho was in exile. So I expect him to know better and to do better. He's just gotten there. We're going to give him time to see what he can do. If he doesn't do it, we will speak up. I make it now. Now. Abba. Ilé ayé yìí la jọ ń gbé. Wọ́n dẹ̀ kì í wí bẹ́ẹ̀ kan kú síbẹ̀. So kì í ṣe ohun tí òun náà tí ó experience. He experienced it. And I keep saying it. We knew what the role we played here in America during Abacha time to get Tinubu to Nigeria and to be able to run for office as a governor. He cannot get there now and say he does not remember. He has to remember. We will keep reminding him until he will remember. Thank you. All right. If you have questions, you can raise your hand up. I'll be moderator. So, but I'm just waiting for Lawyer Tosin to be able to join us.
It's with us. It's with us. Any question or?
Okay. So it's on phone. It's on the phone.
Yeah, he's.
Yes, I'm here, man. Yes, I'm here.
All right, sir. And you need for already. Baba, you are muted, though. Baba, you are muted.
Yes, thank you. Alàgbà Tosin, mo kàn fẹ́ bèrè ni pé ṣé technology kò tí ì déré àbí tẹ wà ní àbáwò ni kò yé mi.
Èbó súnmọ́ Nàìjíríà, bẹ̀yẹn súnmọ́ Nàìjíríà. Anything tó bá ti súnmọ́ Nàìjíríà, ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀.
I don't know. The thing just developed the problem, and I was finding it difficult to join the Zoom meeting again. But I'm back now, so we thank God that there's also an alternative to return to the meeting.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for your efforts.
I've asked Dr. Jennifer a couple of questions, maybe just a kind of top up. The question would be, what do you say about this? What's your general take on the whole end of the story? The case has been won. How do you feel?
I think we was talking about appeal.
The appeal, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no. This one is not. This ECOWAS court is an international court. And as for ECOWAS court, there's no appeal. Once a decision is taken, that's the end of it. So there's no appellate court. in the ECOWAS, within the ECOWAS court system.
It's
just the ECOWAS court and the, yes. So there is a panel, and when the panel takes a unanimous decision, is final.
All right, so I was wrong in that one, but I also know that I know about them that if a party is not satisfied with the decision of the is that the Court of Justice, different from community court? Because I know you can appeal to the appellate division of the court. Only 7 judges.
No. The ECOWAS court does not operate appellate
system
procedures.
All right. So the ECOWAS Court of Justice does not operate appellate. Okay, so that means we won. All right. That's good.
Yes, that's it. It's a final decision.
That's final. All right. So I like when we're done, I like you to look into the appellate division of the 7 judges there. That I believe has appeals on the decisions of the ECOWAS Court of Justice. I like to know that better. And you need lead that, Tony. So you can't be wrong.
Very.
Yeah.
Yes. We have 3. There are 3 panel, the 3 judges, and that took the decision. Even this decision was, I think, was read in Portuguese. So it came only it was this translator that gave us English version, but it was in Portuguese that they.
You remember we had to pay translator when we filed the case too.
Yes, we did. It was, people didn't know what we went through. For me, this case, talking about the fact we helped you. When a president is set, it's not just for the person alone, for others that may also be in this situation. So people should be looking at this matter from that angle as well.
I mean, thank you very much, Barrister Ojaumo. You did very well. You worked so hard. The same thing with our colleague Aderemilekun Omojola. We worked very hard on this case.
Very well.
And you were not here when I was talking of those who said they went to court and they couldn't find what we filed.
Exactly. That's true.
And they was trying to minimize what we did and to cast aspersion on what we did.
Yes.
And like I said, I mean, we are lawyers. We don't sweat small sweats. We know that win or lose, the truth will come out as it has come out now. I was expecting those people to even apologize. But I know they are Nigerians. Nigerians don't apologize.
Yeah, well, let's get the last take on from you, Lagbatusi. So what's your final take on the whole level? So what do you want to say to the world?
Well, for me, when we talk of, for me, what has happened? If you look at if we look at that judgment, the ECOWAS court never condemned that because they even identify Oloye Chief Sunday Igboho as a Yoruba nation activist. There was a court when they analyzed their evidence, if they've seen that what Oloye was doing is not the right thing, they would have condemned it, that because that's right. So they said yes, the demand is fighting for the freedom of his people from the Fulani hegemony, and all these things was part of the fact that was analyzed. The evaluation of fact showed that those things was seen, and the court never said anything negative about those things.
No.
What they are saying is that yes, for you, if you are seeing the pains of your people, you have a right to speak out.
They even condemned the DHS.
What I want to say, yes.
Say DHS, you want to be DSS.
They just categorize them as Nigerian soldiers, the people that are attacked, because the Nigerian government is aware of what has happened. And they condemn the fact that you went to somebody's house without the warrant of arrest. And you even went when people are sleeping. We know those who operate at night. So these are things that the court also looked at and felt that they didn't do well. If somebody that has passed through that kind of agony, came into your country and you still went ahead to arrest him and, you put him in prison. So
for 2 years. For
I
2
think
years.
if there's no law and moral is they are not we cannot co-join them together. They are different things. We cannot say because it's not morally right for us to say for the court to award money against. But no, if they have done the right thing, the court will not, of course, punish them for what has happened. It is based on what was presented to the court that the court acted upon. So for us, I think it's a victory for all lovers of human rights, like I've said earlier.
Yes, it is.
And we should look at it from that angle.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. Well, the way it is with time, it seems that everybody's enjoying the contribution from here and there. So there's no specific question. I cannot see.
There is a question, sir.
I can't see. Okay.
Okay, on Zoom.
Okay.
It's from Mrs. Julie Oluwadara. She said, please, in case CSI is passing through Cotonou, is it safe to pass through Cotonou?
Well, let them answer that question. But from all what we had here tonight, I cannot see any reason why anybody would talk.
It can even live in Cotonou. This is a case of something for which Cotonou was wrong, and they gave the judgment that they are wrong. There cannot be any harassment. Cotonou, like you can see in their contrition, they knew that àgùntàn wọn tó bá ajá rìn ló jẹ̀gbẹ́. They were trying to please Nigeria. If they have stood on their own 2 feet and say this thing is wrong and we are not going to subscribe to it, this man has a right to travel across West Africa. He's a West African citizen. Okay, if you look at your passport, you will see that you carry ECOWAS passport, which means you are a citizen of each of those countries that made up ECOWAS. You have a right to go there, you have a right to live. You have a right to do what the people who are predominantly citizens of that country are doing by virtue of your being from an ECOWAS country. So to now be saying, passport to Muwa, then later they said that was wrong. That should not even have come up at all. It should not even have come up. So it's like some people. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
In addition, man, do you remember when Oloye was arrested? He was not arrested alone. He was arrested with somebody, with the wife.
Yeah.
And later they released the wife and kept him in custody. So it means something was not right. So the same way that the wife was investigated, why did they investigate him and be sure at that time and then let the two of them go? Why will you keep one and allow another one to go?
Allow the other to go.
So, yeah. And this same Benin was where Professor Wole Soyinka traveled without a passport. It's on record. He traveled from Benin when during the Abacha junta. Yes. Professor Wole Soyinka traveled from Benin without a passport.
That's true.
When the Abacha junta was looking for him, it was through Benin. So I don't know what nothing have changed. If Benin was if they were not sentimental about the whole situation, they would have allowed him to go.
I think they were acting on instruction, which is a bad instruction. At least they have to pay for that.
They're forgetting that they are a sovereign country. They might be smaller than Nigeria. It does not make any difference. They are a sovereign country.
Yes, but we should not forget when the president of Benin, the former president of Benin, Igboho, came to Nigeria. He said Benin is the 37th state of Nigeria. So he said it jokingly, though. Yes, but for me, it's still a country on its own.
The country on its own.
Their own parliament. So why will you not follow your law and just believe because somebody is saying something and you have to act on it? No. By respecting your sovereignty, you are respecting your people.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So that is what Benin made. That was the mistake Benin made.
Well, they are paid for it now.
Yes, and from information that we are getting, we have also been informed that there are some, well, we know this is happening all over the country, that there are some Nigerians who are also in Benin, that maybe we may have to look into their matter, especially when it concerns our own people too as well. Because when we say we are Yoruba nation, because for me, when I look at the issue of Yoruba nation, for me, Yoruba is also already a nation. It's already a nation. Yoruba is a nation. So for people to say what are Yoruba nation, we are already a nation.
I subscribe to the same thing, but what I say differently is that the Yorubas are not going anywhere. We have our own region carved out for us as the southwest part of Nigeria. And what we are asking for is to let go of us so that we can determine our own fate, so that we can have our own decision-making body without Nigeria breathing down our neck. That's all we are asking for. We already have our own region. We already have where we are. Ibadan person is not asking that they take him to Borno. Ijesha person is not asking that they move him to Benin. We already have our land. We are there already. We just say Nigeria.
We have our language. We have everything.
Yeah.
So that is why we should now be talking more about, there must be a restructuring. Except there's restructuring that, because look at the way, if you look at what Chief Awolowo did, Yoruba was a part of Nigeria when we were developing, but today it's not the same thing.
Because they won't let us develop, so they take everything away.
So we should look at a way of going. We should be asking for a restructure, that the country called Nigeria should be restructured. If you have to go back to the regional system of government, whereby every region will develop at their own pace.
They won't want that too, so that they will be able to take our cocoa and our goat.
I agree with you, and I subscribe to it. Only one additional thing that I will say as a campaigner is, the earlier we embark on the process, so we can get the procedure done. And the process, for me, I've said it in different forum and fora, that it's a political process. We cannot ignore that. We cannot get to where we are going without that process. We need to embark on the political process to make it more not only viable. Yes, the nation is there, everything is there, but we cannot access it until when we get it. So that is why I agree with both of you that we need to do it. Before we round up, let me take opportunity to read some of the comments from people who are watching us from different parts of the world. And then I'll get the final word from main convener, Dr. Fataki. CSI speaks in Germany or from Germany, whatever it is. Happy to hear from CSI. Greetings, Dr. CSI from Pastor Samuel Ogmushaki. Hope I can talk to you. Okay, that can be arranged. It's available to everybody who wants to speak with him. I know that very well. The other lawyers can take Nigeria to ECOWAS and start all over the law of the investment. I'm not too sure what the question is, but it's okay. I think Dr. Fataki will look at that after the meeting and see whether he can respond to that directly or privately. The Liz Adara, good evening. Please, I'm having network issues, but I keep trying to get back in. Julie Oluwa Dara, errand lady. Oh, that's a nice thing, errand lady. Some people always take the errand lady to something negative. It is not. Errand lady can also be interpreted to be Ojishe. Now, Ojishe is a positive description of a nice person. So please, in case CSI is passing, okay, we'll deal with that. I'm only trying to read the comments, and that's what I'm trying to do. Then we have Africa. Africa is meant to be. You have spoken well, mommy. Again, Africa, may God give us the heart to apologize. Now, I have one extensive right up here. Priest Adebowale Adewumi Good evening, everyone in the house. What I can say or saw in this case is for other countries to learn a lesson when people is trying to run for their life, that they should allow the person to pass through their country to a safer place. And why it is now, and why can't ECOWAS take Nigeria to court of justice for destroying Sunday Adeyemo Igboho house and killing 2 persons? And I pray for Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho for God wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And we all, the Yoruba nation, should be wise in this kind of case for better. And I think the final one is Julie Oluwa Dara.
But you are not audible, sir.
Okay. Is it better now?
Right, it's like you are reading to yourself.
No, but I'm reading to everybody. Okay. Which one did you hear last? So make I'm your errand boy.
It's okay, we can move on.
Okay.
Because it's working time.
Yeah, the last one here is Julie Uluwadara, errand lady. Errand boy. Good God will fight our battle for us and give us our nation. I want to thank everybody. Madam Dr. Janet Fasaki, the convener of this meeting, can you give us your final take on the meeting so far tonight?
Well, let me start the final take by thanking those who joined us on this important meeting. Also to thank CSI himself. The network didn't do justice to what we're trying to do, just as it has not my learned colleague, Barrister Tosin Ojaomo, who was a leading attorney in this case. So I want to use this opportunity because I don't think we've had the opportunity to reconvene again after we filed that case. And to say to you, Barrister, thank you very much. And thank you also to our other colleague, Adiremilekun Omojola. And I can say it was a teamwork, but for every teamwork, you always have to have somebody like a lead. And that was what you were. So thank you very much. We went through a lot and we had so much. Yeah. There's so much negativity of what that people were saying that we were not daunted. We kept our eyes on the goal. And today we can sit here now and say that the Lord has helped us and has crowned our effort with success. And even know that there is they cannot go on and appeal the case. I didn't even know that because I know there is a court of appeals, but I don't know that it wouldn't work in this one for them. So this is final. Maybe that was why the judges said they must pay and bring receipt for them. I wish the judge in Nigeria would have said that. But this is the one that we represented. We cannot comment on that one since they have a son representing that other case. So I want to say thank you to everybody. And as a final word, as a Nigerian person, a Yoruba person, and also an American citizen, as somebody, I've lived in England, I've lived in this place in America. I have never seen a reckless, lawless country like Nigeria. I am hoping, and if somebody will take this video to the current president, I am hoping that he will uphold the rule of law. Even the Bible says that righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any nation. So that Nigeria is going down, being now Bella. It's no brainer. Where there is no law, where people do what they want to do. Can you imagine? You call somebody a chief accountant, a beginner pay, Toji, 90 billion, a big with a country.
What happened within the few days should be a source of concern to all Nigeria, even though it's not in Yoruba land. But for the military in Nigeria to bomb innocent citizens, under the that they are looking for terrorists, is unfortunate.
Terrorists. Can you imagine?
In Kaduna, over 200 people. Children were
And these
also
people were celebrating something, no? Nínú ayọ̀, wọ́n pa wọ́n lẹ́kún.
They were all bombed by the military. And up to now, nobody has been held accountable.
Sometimes, èèyàn kò lè máa sọ ní public domain ni. If anybody remember what happened to Nagasaki and Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because it seems like this is a country that should not even have been. With all the there are people there are afraid to talk because they say they're going to kill them. And I'm like, you guys are already dead anyway, dead men walking. So what are you afraid of? I mean, you know, well, let's hope that things will get better by the day. Let's hope that everybody there also will wake up. You know, it only takes people waking up and standing to the government that is so lawless. I have seen that happen, even to the most ruthless government. People stood up and say, if there is a song, how many people are you going to kill? You know, you want to rule over people.
How many soldiers will kill?
You know, how many are you going to kill? People are dying by the day. They are dying of hunger. They are dying of accident from potholes. They are dying from lack of medication, lack of equipment in the hospitals. People are dying. Look at 2 weeks ago, 3 Obas. Baba mute. 3 Obas died. Ọba mẹ́ta. Ìgbà yẹn gan ni kò yẹ kí Yorùbá mọ̀ pé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn. Àwọn ọba wọ̀nyí, àwọn ọba táwa mọ̀ ńgbà tá à ń dàgbà, ṣebí nǹkan kan wà tó ń pèlè gbé. Ṣé wọn ò ní mọ́? Ó lágbára o. Wọ́n ti dilute gbogbo ẹ̀.
Ẹ ṣé mọ́mí wa, ẹ ṣé. And finally, I want to say that apart from the big job you've done, you also brought in kind of a sacrifice that is very, very uncommon. When you look at what is going on today in Nigeria and some other part of Africa, nobody wants to do anything for nothing. I'm told, I learned that all these were all in love you have for their people and also in particular for...
Everybody said the way has expired.
who has gone through a lot, because somebody who have lost virtually everything and is still like being seen as a fugitive in this country is a lot. When people want to know what freedom means, is when you get arrested and get put in prison, so you know what really freedom is. So I can understand what is going through. And so your pro bono job you've done, I hope the Almighty will bless you, will pay you in many, many whatever. So God bless you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Barrister, for being here. Thank you, Otumba, for moderating, for being a wonderful moderator. Thank you, Yagbo Yaju, for being our engineer. And on that note, from Meet Our Lawyer, we want to say thank you. Can we have the last jingle before we go?
Oh, somebody is asking me, how many more of these are you going to do? I don't know. I want to ask our lawyer.
This one, we've done this one. This is it. Okay. How many more should we do?
Well, are you going to do something similar? Yeah.
Well, what we can do now is each of you, if you have something, you can call us.
Award-winning lawyer of over 2 decades in both American and Nigerian practice, with focus on civil and criminal law, specifically immigration, divorce, landlords and tenants, foreclosure, estate and family law. Meet our lawyer live every Thursday from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Nigerian UK time. For more information, visit us at our location, Fashikins and Associate PC Law Firm, 10522 Jamaica Avenue, Richmond Hills, New York 11418, or call +1 646 261 6030. Meet our lawyer.
Meet our lawyer. You know, I saw Barrister Ojaomo on the StreamYard. It's on the StreamYard. So right. We are here on the Zoom. He's on the StreamYard. So,
well, again, I want to say for those of you who are here, All we want you to do is to please share this edition of Meet Our Lawyer. It's very important that those who are not available today can hear this show. And there's a lot of things, there are a lot of lessons to be taken away. So do us that favor, share, like, love, and subscribe to Agbejoro TV station. Yeah. God bless you all. I appreciate you. And I want to thank Lawyer Tosin and Lawyer Dr. Pataki for having me to moderate. I feel humbled. I feel honored. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. So long.
Bye-bye.
Bye.